they're
on
not gonna ban
YouTube.
you. The people be playing music always on in the back in their background.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
gotta be low. It gotta be low. So welcome to Black Girl Say Something, where this black girl has something to say. And what do we want to talk about on this episode?
You need to get off of YouTube.
On this episode, I'm live right now on TikTok, but I wanted to come live over here on YouTube and talk about like following, right? Everybody want to have such a mass following, but where are the people following you to? That's a word. Anywho, with that being said, let me see if we have any comments going on. I'm gonna open up the live chat so all messages are visible. Mom and Dad try to find the boys. All right, so don't be singing too loud now, cause I'm on live. Yeah. So what? Some things that I've come to find as somebody who's always maintained a small following. Yes, get your day started. So, as somebody who always maintained a smaller following, like I never wanted to have a whole lot of people following me because, again, I know that when you have I feel like this is my personal preference. But when you have a lot of people following you, you open up yourself to so many different types of things. And then when you have a product or a service that you provide, again, if your business ends up, if you haven't worked out the logistics to know how to ship to Canada or ship overseas, then you just lost a whole demographic. And so a lot of times what happens is with a platform like TikTok, where you can end up in front of anybody and everybody. As a business owner, I've been in business since 2013. I was on the earlier side of Instagram. And so even being on the earlier side of Instagram, when I had 8,000 followers for my business, a lot of those people were local business owners, because I would go to a lot of networking events and get those people to, follow me on Instagram. And then back when Instagram had a different type of algorithm, when you would have somebody follow you, people would see that you were followed by their following, and then they would follow you. And so that's how it would work. But now, algorithms change. So if you try to amass yourself, especially in a space like TikTok, where you just want to get a big following, and you end up with such a big following that, what else are you offering besides being on TikTok? Like, for example, when TikTok was going to get banned the first time, there was a lot of people like, go follow me on Instagram. And you go from their TikTok to their Instagram, you're like, dang, they only got 200 followers on Instagram. That's strange, right? So you go follow them on Instagram. For me, Black Girl Say Something does not have a personal Instagram. Black Girl Say Something is not on Instagram at all. Because, again, what I want to talk about, the things that I like to address, I'm going to address it on the podcast. So if you come across Black Girl Say Something before, when we did have Instagram, you'll find that there's a number of reasons why we got rid of Instagram. Just tune into the podcast. But I recently did post a story time as to why we don't have Instagram over on Patreon. So you can check that out. Our Patreon, become a subscriber over on Patreon. So the description of that will be in this, at the end of this live, in the description. So we don't have Instagram, but we do have a business, and the business is Top Notch Eyewear, where we're on Pinterest. You'll see me with different glasses on, different hairstyles, because those are the looks. We serve looks, with glasses. So you see the difference. The difference is seeing Top Notch. And a lot of the top searches are typically like natural hairstyles with glasses. And I'm like, oh, am I not a natural hair girl? So yeah, natural hairstyles with glasses. I've seen the searches go up as high as like wigs with glasses, makeup with glasses, fake eyelashes with glasses. So those are the things that I do for my business, to generate income when it comes down to the social media thing. But being on social media does not always garner you, like just only being on social media. It can garner you money, but that is not my portion. And especially as a Black woman, I know there's, racial disparities in everything, because I teach racial disparities in healthcare. Really, the course could be called racial disparities in everything, because again, we see racial disparities in the workplace, racial disparities in healthcare, racial disparities in politics, and all of these different avenues when it comes down to pay and things like that. And I know that was a topic for a little bit over on TikTok, as it relates to being a white creator versus being a Black creator. And so while that is not my portion, and I know what my portion is, and I know how to stay in my lane, I know that I not to say that it could never happen. As a black woman, I just would have to work a whole lot harder. And so for that reason, I'm also live. I'm talking to my TikTok because I'm live on TikTok, but I'm currently live on YouTube because the reason why I like to go live on YouTube is because I'm able to, when I end the video, that is the content. And so what people don't recognize is, yeah, I can get on here and edit. I said this before. Editing and doing all of that is not my portion. If I can't just go ahead and talk to y'all like, hey, because this black girl has something to say, like y'all my homegirls, my cousins, my family, and y'all come in here and support the live and support the content, I don't really want to do it because, again, to do all of that editing requires more time, and time is money, and I don't want to really do that. Even in my business, there was a point in time where I had people on payroll who would record and edit the content for the sake of social media. So, you know, for me, content creation is bigger than just making videos. Content creation is the books that I've written. Content creation is the courses that I've created, because you have to, when you create a course, you have to create content for the course in order to teach. Hence why a lot of people did started following me, because I taught the class Racial Disparities in Healthcare. Just a little backstory, when 2025 started, I had a meeting with my sister. She is the one who helps me edit content for my business now. And I had a meeting with her, and I was like, for Black Girl Say Something, I would just like to see us grow by the end of the year to 1,000 followers. And I know to somebody that's like, oh, that's such a small amount of people. That's a lot of people. So for me, I was like, at 300 followers, I was getting 300 views on my video. To me, that's 100% engagement. Now to have 32,000 followers on TikTok and have my videos only reach 500 people, that's a little over 1% engagement for me. 32, yeah, that's a little over 10% engagement. So I was like, yeah, I want my 300 people back, because even at 32,000, I'm still only interacting with the same 40 people that I've been interacting with when I only had 300 followers. So I'm very much in a space of, when it comes down to creating content and it comes down to growing the platform, I want to be able to just have a community. And so that's why I have like exclusive content on Patreon. That's why I have, a cohort of participants who purchased the professional development certificate that I produced because of this course, right? And it was like, I want people to not leave with anything. I want people to be able to show that they received something from learning about racial disparities in healthcare from myself, Dr. Appleton, who has a doctorate in health science, who is an author, who is also an advocate for women's health and research. Even currently right now, I'm working on a PowerPoint. I have a speaking engagement coming up, a virtual speaking engagement, where I'll be speaking about women as patients in healthcare and what that looks like as it relates to minority women in healthcare and the disparities that they face. Right up my alley. So again, the content that you create should be something that can take you somewhere else. The content that you create should not be something that stays right here on whatever platform you've created the content. And it has to be, you have to be able to translate it over to other apps and other avenues. And that's where you see the real profitability. The profitability is not in creating the content and having a viral video. Virality is not sustainable. Because if you allow yourself to, if you go viral, which is like winning the lottery, right? If you get a video to go viral, then what? That dopamine hit that you get, you're going to want to go viral again. Just like you have some people who, when they win the lottery, if they don't have any financial discipline, or they were already in financial ruins, those people tend to go broke very quickly. And then you hear like the crazy stories, like we have them here in Florida all the time, the crazy stories of, oh, this lady won the lottery and she bonded her boyfriend out of prison and paid all these lawyer fees, and then he ended up going back to jail. Like, now she need to win the lottery again so she could recoup. So when you go viral and you feel like, oh my gosh, I got this viral moment. Like for me, when my video went viral, I was like, oh, time to make the page private. And my community, I'm laughing because my daughter looking at me, but my community was like, you better not make that page private. I was ready to make my page private. And I took a lot of people's advice that was like, oh, join the Creator Fund. But once you have a video that goes viral, it does not mean that the subsequent videos will go viral. And in order to maintain that virality, to get introduced into the creator fund, TikTok has to see that you have been consistently creating content. So if you're not somebody who created content every day, like myself, before that, I was putting out 20 videos a day. And how am I putting out 20 videos a day? I'm in between business deals and contracts. That's just like a sweet way of saying I'm not working right now, right? I'm in between business deals and contracts. So being in between business deals and contracts just really means that, yeah, being in between business deals and contracts just allows me the opportunity to, I want to fix this in a way. Yeah, being in between business deals and contracts allows me the opportunity to just be online, right? And so my tagline is because this black girl has something to say. Again, when algorithms change, now nobody want to hear what this black girl has to say. And not that nobody wants to hear it. TikTok is just not going to put it out there in the way that you want it to. So you have to know how to pivot. And a lot of pivoting requires intentionality and it requires goal setting. And so even for me, I'm like, oh, my class is about to end April 10th that I teach over on TikTok Live. But if we about to lose TikTok on April 5th, I gotta let those people know, hey, are y'all following me on YouTube? Because I do be going live over there. Even back in December, when I was really on in my YouTube bag, I went live every day for the month of December in something that they do on YouTube called Vlogmas. And Vlogmas is just your way of going live. Even when I was on a cruise, I was going live. And I had pre-recorded some lives to drop on the days that I couldn't go live because we were on C days because I did not buy the internet, y'all. So with that being said, I didn't buy the internet all of the days. What? Let me see if I put the light over here on the iPad. Is it brighter? And I can give y'all some light right here like this. Boom. Oh, that looks good. That looks really good. Anywho, so we are on day what? It's Saturday, it's spring break. The kids have been on spring break since last week, what, Friday? Mm-hmm. Since last week, Friday. So they did their spring break bucket list. We've done game night. We've done painting. Here's some of the artwork here. This is mine. Just a little abstract piece. My son did this one. Another abstract piece, depending on how you look at it. It's not. Okay. There we go. YouTube camera is not really picking up the colors on it. And then this is my daughter's. Hers is up there, which is so perfect. It's so cute and so amazing. But yeah, so we did painting on Tuesday. Wednesday, what did we do?
We didn't do nothing Wednesday.
We didn't do nothing Wednesday. We did. We did do something.
We went to the park.
We went to the park and me and my son played soccer and just, for us to get outside in the sun, touch some grass. And then Thursday,
we flew the kite.
We flew a kite. Oh no, that was yesterday. We just flew the kite yesterday. But yeah, Thursday is therapy Thursdays. We didn't do anything. We kind of rested. But we've been going to swim lessons.
Yeah, yesterday was Thursday.
No, yesterday was not Thursday. Today's Saturday.
Oh.
So we've been, going to swim lessons every day. All Monday through Friday was swim lessons. The free swim lessons that we received over at the YMCA. And then what else did we do? So then yesterday we washed the car and me and my son flew kites. I showed him how to fly a kite. Even though that was not on his spring break bucket list, we already had a kite, so we were able to do that. But we had a good time. Did y'all have a good spring break?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a good spring break. So I had a good time. I think, again, when you want to amass a following, you have to ask yourself, where are these people following me to, right?
I got you with 6K.
Thank you. Are you wanting a large following to be able to grow your Amazon storefront? You gotta have something else. It can't just be having the followers here on your social media platforms. For me, on YouTube, it's about getting people to know all of the services that I offer, and there's something for everybody. I take calls. I have a website. Well, on my website, on topnotcheyes.com, you are able to book an eyewear styling. But under that, I have a whole list of other professional services that I provide. I take 15-minute needs calls assessment because I'm very resourceful. So in those 15 minutes, I can already figure out what it is that you need and allocate you to those people, places, or things that you might need. But I also offer a variety of services. I do wellness assessments. I have a meal planning guide on Amazon. When you book a wellness assessment, you actually get the meal plan guide for free. If you just want to buy the meal plan guide and you have a question, you can book a needs call assessment. If you want to become a travel agent, which I am also a travel agent, you want to pick my brain about that, that's why you would book a 15-minute needs call assessment. If you are in your doctoral or your master's program and you need assistance with understanding what you want to do in your research, we can chat it up for about 15 minutes and see, if you need more services from me or I refer you to somebody else. Being resourceful is the key in this thing when we're talking about getting followers and doing that. Like, a lot of people want the following, but I feel like a lot of people are not resourceful. And again, for me, I still treat my TikTok, even with 32,000 followers, like it's my own personal Facebook page. And I interact, I feel like, with the same people. Even though I get a number of people that will comment and I will talk to them, I always post with this intention in my heart and in my mind. Let this land on the right people's For You page. Because again, if it land on the wrong people For You page, I probably will never post again. And I've had that happen before. It's like, why yo musty, dusty, crusty, no tea having self is over here on my video talking crazy to me. For example, I was on live the other day on TikTok and somebody came in and was like, oh, I thought the 92%, I guess it's on my black women, I thought the 92% of black women was gonna keep their mouth, was gonna shut up for the next 4 years. And it's like, wait, my page is literally called Black Girl Say Something. You came into my live, I go click on their profile to go block them, they following me. So again, sometimes people's intentions or reasons why they following you, they don't even know why, right? So for me, I did not want a whole bunch of people following, and the cohort of people, when I created that class, yes, the class went viral, yes, the things shifted and changed, but I always maintained my intentions that I was not a part of Hillman Talk. I am a professor who is also a business owner, saw an opportunity, created my own opportunity, gave credit and flowers to the people who prompted this idea into me. It started off just as a quick conversation with my sister to say, hey, I got a class I want to teach. I've seen 2 professors come across my For You page already that's teaching a class. I'm going to teach one too. And again, had I not had the class already, this is no shade to any other person, but I did see somebody say, oh yeah, I was going to teach this class, but I realized I don't have the time. Is it they didn't have the time or they didn't have the capacity to keep up with what was happening, right? Because again, when I said I was going to teach it every Thursday, I'm pretty sure there was some people like, she ain't teaching that class every Thursday. Or maybe every Thursday a class was taught. This week, coming out of this week, going into the new week, we're going to be in week 11 of week 12 of a course that I've been teaching right here on TikTok. The playlist is right here on YouTube, and it's called Racial Disparities in Healthcare. There's videos of the course, which is the course recap from the TikTok live, and then there's a YouTube short right directly under the course. So it's like you have week 1 and a YouTube short week 2 and a YouTube short week 3 and a YouTube short. And those YouTube shorts are the discussion. That's the homework. Interact with the discussion, breed a discussion, and I'm in there responding. Every week I go in weekly and respond to people. So anywho, if something resonated with you, I'm gonna close this out on my YouTube. If something resonated with you, share this with at least one person. And remember, you can tune into Black Girl Say Something every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or you can tune in whenever, because there's like 210 episodes. We've been doing this since 2022. So there's a lot of episodes to listen to just so you can gain insight into who this Black girl is. We recently just did a collaboration episode, or we were a guest on another podcast called Girl Come Sit With Me. So I'll link her in the description of this live. Girl Come Sit With Me, and this Black girl was a guest on her podcast. We had a very good conversation, a very good chat, a very good talk. So I went to go sit with her, and we had something to talk about, and we had something to say. Hello. We're also on Patreon, where that's where I have her as a guest on my podcast. It's an exclusive episode. We created that content, and so I put that over there on Patreon, as well as get into all of the links. Follow us on TikTok. We don't know how long we're gonna have it, but if you seeing this on YouTube, why you not subscribed to my YouTube yet?
I'm subscribed.
Go ahead and hit subscribe and hit that notification so you know when I'm going live. Also, like us on Facebook. We've been there for forever and a day. So you can like us on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on TikTok. We don't know how long we're gonna have it for, but that's all said and done. Subscribe to our Patreon and tune into the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Because remember, this black girl has something to say.